I hope you don't get the sickness.
My boy Kurt is a stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leaves him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beast dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need 3 wishes. Stay-at-home Disney dad.
Happy New Year. This is going to be a beast. Let's go. Seeing the Mighty Joe Young trailer at the start of every Disney VHS lately is getting Mighty Joe old. I'll give you a moment. Happy New Year, everyone. Ad for the rescuers.
They put a child in a bucket and they lower her into a hole in the ground.
Off to a good start. Mulan, awesome. Coming to video 1999. Hollywood Music presents the Parent Trap soundtrack. I want to make fun of this, but the song listing is actually pretty solid. Scrolling blue Disney logo the way it should be. Predictions. The adults will be out of touch buzzkills, and at some point, a typical dad will do a silly dance for no reason. We start on a cruise ship, wedding on a ship, close-up of rings on the finger, and the signing of the marriage certificate. Fireworks, dancing on the deck. Funny how 25 years later, memories of the movie Titanic still hijack every scene of every movie that has to do with a ship. Introducing Lindsay Lohan. Wow, we're at the wedding on a cruise liner. There's definitely been worse opening montages. So it's pretty good. Thumbs up so far. 11 years and 9 months later, we're at Camp Walden. The teenagers have 90s cell phones, amazing. Some old lady has a megaphone and is trying to corral all the female campers like the little girls. One boy says, he thought it was a boys' camp. And oh my god, it's Tiny Lohan. Did it end bad for Lohan? I can't remember. Is she a mess these days? I'll Google it later. Other girls realize Lindsay Lohan lives in California and asks if she lives in Hollywood. No, she does not. She lives next to a vineyard. Vineyard? Fascinating. A limo pulls up and out comes Lindsay Lohan. I'm sure this will be explained. I hope this whole movie is just Lindsay Lohan playing a parade of different characters getting dropped off for camp, one after another, the full 90 minutes. Rich Lohan and her old man Butler do a funny handshake dance that ends with them butting butts together, which may not have been weird in 1998, but it's super weird in 2021. It's lunchtime, there's 2 Lohans. We see a shot of one of the boy who's on his cell trying to get a hold of his mom. This is a girls' camp, Mom! No, little brother, what you need to do is get the most legendary game of Truth or Dare going right now. I know! There's fencing at this camp, which is convenient because Lohan and Lohan put on masks and they fence each other. Instead of fencing, though, it's an actual, sword fight. Instead of Perry Perry thrust, it's Perry Perry dust off a different VHS movie. I'm bored. I really wanted a better joke. They both end up in a trough, and their masks fall off and they realize they look like each other, like they're twins. Then we're treated some of the worst back and forth acting as Lindsay Lohan, who can't act, goes back and forth against Lindsay Lohan, who can't act. My brain can't keep up with Lindsay Lohan and Lindsay Lohan trading uninspired burns. Also, what kind of technology from the future and editing software allowed there to be 2 Lindsay Lohans on screen at the same time in 1998? Next scene, the kids are playing poker. The loser has to jump in the lake naked. Lindsay Lohan loses, and there's an awkward scene where Lindsay Lohan jumps into the lake naked while the rest of the girls stand there and watch. Yeah, that's a little jarring to see in 2021. Next, the skinny dipper Lohan gets her revenge by sabotaging the other girl's cabin, and after a water balloon gets dropped on non-nude Lindsay Lohan's cabin, she claims the other Lindsay Lohan is the most vile creature to ever walk the earth. Outside window, sucks at poker, Lindsay Lohan goes all Elvis and says, thank you very much. A camp counselor gets caught in the crossfire and gets chocolated and feathered. Am I a failure as an adult? Because not once in my life have I ever managed to rig up a contraption above a door triggered to tip paint cans or drop water balloons or chocolate when someone enters. Yet every 10-year-old in every kid's movie can do this no problem. It works flawlessly. Lindsay Lohan gets sent to the isolation cabin. And why does this camp have an isolation cabin? Okay, stay with me here. This is going to get dark for a second, but then I'm going to pull the nose of the plane back up and make a good point with a huge missed opportunity, okay? 12-year-old Lindsay Lohan. The actual person, okay? This is what she should have done. Why is there an isolation cabin here? Maybe this is one of those horrible camps those insane religious people used to send their kids in the 70s, 80s, and 90s if they suspected their kids were gay. free education. I'm not making fun of these places, people, because the horrible torture and abuse that took place are well documented and are still slowly coming to light in the present day, and they ruined many, many lives. Not funny in any way, but I needed that as a bridge to the idea that maybe if both Lindsay Lohan and Lindsay Lohan were sent there because their parents suspected they were both lesbian, could you imagine if they weren't sisters in this movie, but just Lindsay Lohan playing two different unrelated characters, and the script called for this isolation cabin part to lead to a scene where Lindsay Lohan playing two characters kissed the other Lindsay Lohan. Like Lindsay Lohan 1 kissed Lindsay Lohan 2. Imagine what they could have done with that. Imagine Lindsay Lohan, the real person, going on like Jay Leno or David Letterman and telling the story of how she's 12 and her first real kiss was with herself. See, that's the kind of publicity people remember. That could have been her thing. Nailed it. My first kiss was with myself. Anyway, typing all that, I missed a whole bunch of the story. They realize they are twins, and their mom and dad were the couple at the start of the movie, if you didn't put that together yet. They were married on the cruise ship. They actually each had half of the same ripped wedding picture. One half dad, one half mom, the same picture. That's my dad, that's my mom. Ring, and that's the lunch bell. Okay, that was pretty funny. They also have the same locket as well. I wonder how pissed the Olsen twins were that they didn't get this gig. Probably as pissed as the editors who had to kill themselves with this split-screen editing and green screens in every single frame of this entire movie. You sure you don't want to just, hire twins? Okay, now they like each other, and one wants to meet the dad and the other wants to meet the mom, so they agree to switch lives when camp ends. Montage of Lindsay Lohan teaching Lindsay Lohan how to be Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan cuts Lindsay Lohan's hair, but is Lindsay Lohan going to grow her hair the length of the other Lindsay Lohan before they go home? Lindsay Lohan pierces Lindsay Lohan's ears. Where the hell is Jason Voorhees already? I mean, I didn't die in the lake, and I still want to zip these two up in a sleeping bag and baseball bat them against a tree. Oh, come on, that was funny. Jason, Friday the 13th. All right, Lindsay Lohan is pretending to be Lindsay Lohan, and Lindsay Lohan is pretending to be Lindsay Lohan. For real, one Lindsay Lohan is from England and had to take an airplane to go to this crappy blue-collar camp in the city her twin sister probably still lives in. I mean, well, I was gonna go someplace with that, but now there's a montage of Lindsay Lohan sticking her head out of the side of the limo as she's driving through London, and all I can think about is that scene in Hereditary. I forgot what that last joke was about sending your kid to a non-existent camp to fly from England. Like, why would you go all that way to go to that camp of all camps? Okay, poor Lindsay Lohan is pretending to be rich Lindsay Lohan. She meets the butler and nails the special handshake. And just to be clear, the creepy adult butler has now bumped butts with two underage girls. There's some siren going off in the mansion, but it turns out to be the actual VHS tape failing. I love VHS. Lindsay Lohan, pretending to be Lindsay Lohan, meets her grandfather for the first time. She wants to remember how he smells, which is weird because I loved my grandfather, but remembering how he smelled, it's not a thing. Enough of this. Enough. I want to see the other side of the coin. I want to see how rich Lindsay Lohan is doing at poor Lindsay Lohan's house. She's probably sitting 2 inches away from a crappy television, eating Nutella on bread while turning up Wheel of Fortune so she can't hear her dad and his new girlfriend fighting in the kitchen. Okay, we flip. We see her and her mom. She sees her mom for the first time. Okay, the scene has some weight to it. This is the poor Lindsay Lohan meeting the rich Lindsay Lohan. Okay, she's acting well. She's pulling off happy tears. This must have been what she had to act out during audition because she's nailing this. The butler finds her teddy bear, Bunny, which is hers, but she has to pretend it's not hers. Oi, the mental gymnastics of this movie. Montage of Here Comes the Sun to the rich family doing rich things. They walk across Abbey Road, because of course they do. The mom designs bride dresses, and now a dance version of Life in a Northern Town is playing as we get a montage of a photographer taking pictures of a bride. And of course, poor trying to be rich Lindsay Lohan gets in on the action. She asks if designing all these dresses makes her think of the F word. She means father, but still, that's an edgy joke for this movie. She starts grilling her mom about her dad. She wonders what he's doing this moment, and we finally see how Lohan 2 is faring. She gets off a plane and runs to her dad. How does this Lindsay Lohan know what her dad looks like? I mean, I guess there's the picture, but come on. They're driving home, and she's wearing a cowboy hat. She's saying the word dad over and over and over, and she gives him a sermon about how she's never been able to use the word dad before, or in the last 8 weeks, and this guy is just zoning out. He lives in a giant vineyard, so both parents turned out to be rich after all. Dad's new girlfriend made cornbread and chili. The dog knows what's up and knows it's not her. He barks at imposter Lohan. Dad is walking around the house eating cereal. Okay, no, that's not Dad's girlfriend. There's another girl who is his girlfriend. So who's that other girl in the kitchen then? We don't see Dad's girlfriend's face, though. Like, the framing is wrong on purpose. We don't see her head, which means it's going to be a reveal. It's going to be someone we know from the movies. The camp counselor? No, it's probably the lady wearing the dress that the mom was and the other Lohan were taking pictures of. And no, it's some other lady. Big surprise reveal to a new character. That's not how TV is made, Disney. Rich pretending to be poor Lindsay Lohan is not impressed. What's the angle here, okay? Is the new girlfriend a phony? Is she going to start lying about living in London and talking about London things that don't exist? And this Lindsay Lohan, who actually is from London, is going to have to bite her tongue because she'll out herself if she says that's incorrect? No, she's just being petty with the girlfriend. Okay, here we go. Lindsay Lohan calls Lindsay Lohan on the phone. Lindsay. Poor pretending to be rich Lindsay Lohan gushes about how awesome the mom is and living rich and living in the family, and poor Rich pretending to be poor is like, I hate it here. And she's like, you deal with your own crap, and hangs up. That's awesome. Yeah. Rich pretending to be poor Lindsay Lohan is loving her life. I wonder if she's going to sabotage rich Lindsay Lohan so she never has to go back. What is the lesson here? Who is this lady that lives with her dad? She knows something's up. We see the other woman who is not dad's girlfriend but seems to live in the house, and we're treated to a long, lingering shot of her deep in thought as she watches as Lindsay Lohan doesn't know things Lindsay Lohan should know. Back at the vineyard, she tells dad she wants a mom, and he's like, that's cool. And the girlfriend acts all sweet, and then as soon as out of earshot, the girlfriend says the first thing she's going to do once she marries Lindsay Lohan's dad is send that brat to boarding school. Dad asks if she's ready for the big camping trip they take each summer before she goes back to school. She has no idea what he's talking about. This sounds like something other Lindsay Lohan probably should have mentioned. Suspicious woman that lives in the kitchen and is not dad's girlfriend is named Jessie, and she's grilling fake Lohan. We get a moment where she's like, you're different, almost as if, no, never mind. She starts walking away, and then Lindsay Lohan says, as if what, I'm the other twin? I am! Jessie breaks down and cries. The dad walks in and just ignores the fact that Jessie's bawling her eyes out and says he's going to ask his girlfriend to live with him. And Lohan says, that's awesome. She's always wanted a sister. We're going to adopt her. He says, no, I'm going to marry her. Lohan says, she's too young for you to marry. She freaks out in French. And he doesn't think that's weird either, that she knows French. The VHS tape starts failing again. Blonde girlfriend pulls up in a red Corvette blasting rap music. I kind of like her now. Blonde lady brought a bell. She rings it and calls for Jessie. So is Jessie the maid? She tells Jessie to make them margaritas. She unbuttons the dad's shirt and walks away. She's going to go talk to the rich pretending to be poor Lindsay Lohan now. Lindsay Lohan says, quote, relationships have to be more than just about sex. What is happening? It gets catty. She accuses the girlfriend of marrying her dad for his money. Back with poor pretending to be rich Lindsay Lohan, she gets a fax that has a picture of a dog and says 911. She runs out of the house to a payphone and makes a collect call to Lindsay Lohan, and they have to act fast. The butler slaps the child's as she goes into her room to tell her mom. She spills the beans and is like, we switched places. I'm actually the poor Lindsay Lohan. I feel like the mom is really underacting. Like, if this actually happened, it would be pretty jarring, but here she's just not really absorbing the weight of this. She's like, oh. Next scene, she's smoking a cigarette and is all bumbly. She backhand compliments the butler, who I think they are hinting at being gay, but it's okay for laughs because it's 1998. I'm not sure if she wants the butler to pretend he's her boyfriend. I don't know. I just don't know. We see the bridge from the opening of Full House, and you know, this actually feels like one big episode of Full House. Now, the dad is meeting the fiance's parents. Mom and butler show up. Okay, the twins are trying to get them all together. I hate that I'm excited to see this go down. Is it kind of weird that all these Disney movies portray rich people as the antagonist when all these movie and screenwriters are probably millionaires themselves? That's a little bit of a mind bender. Mom is drunk for some reason. Both girls pop out of the hotel rooms and she says, oh no, I'm already seeing double. Okay, that's why she's drunk, to deliver that line. Mom sees and remembers Jessie. Martin, the butler, walks by in a Speedo, and Jessie's like, and Martin kisses her hand. I hope they abandon all other storylines and follow Jessie and Martin now. The jig is up. They tell the mom that her ex-husband, is getting married, and they tricked her into coming here to break them up. Watching this as an adult, I feel bad for the woman. I know watching it as a kid, you would probably see it differently, but this poor woman did nothing to deserve this. The mom, who only saw her ex-husband's new fiancé from behind, says he seems happy with his tight-legged, bare-backed fiancé. The twins are calling the girlfriend Cruella de Vil. The drunk mom and girlfriend end up sitting at the bar together, but they don't know each other. But the girl recognizes her as the famous dress designer and gushes over her and says she ordered one of her dresses yesterday to get married in. Okay, the writing on this is pretty tight. Mom goes to the pool and sees dad, and he's smitten with the mom again and falls in the pool. What is happening? Both girls appear and blows dad's mind. But he's actually not that mind blown. Like, sorry, if meeting one of your kids basically for the first time, I think your reaction would be a little bit bigger, buddy. He says last time he saw her, the other Lohan, she had a diaper rash. Well, now that rash on her butt is from where the creepy butler spanked her. I can't even remember if that's the right Lohan or not, but I'm proud of that joke. Now the fiance meets the mom again, but also for the first time. Now everyone is kind of just standing around revealing all their hands at once, and no one again is really going nuts about anything. There's a lot going on, and no one seems really bent out of shape over the last 2 months of lies and deceit and deception and treachery that culminated to this moment. Now the girls got them on the boat for the night, like the ex-husband and wife. It's like where they first met, on the boat. There's a romantic table for two. Where's his fiance? Now I feel bad for her. Jesse and Martin are pretending to be servers, which is played for laughs, because they're not servers. They're butlers. Butlers everywhere are watching this and laughing their asses off at the absurdity of this outlandish career change. This harebrained scheme is working. Mom and Dad are connecting, and Jesse and Martin are running up against each other in the hallway. I'm starting to take a moral stance against this movie. I hope it doesn't end with them getting back together. I feel like that's a spit in the face of every kid with divorced parents, because this is a cruel dangling carrot for them to see. Also, as an adult, this is just an exaggerated getting lost in the moment and hooking up with your ex thing, which is an instant regret and has no longevity. Okay, now they agree to eat, and then that's it. The next morning, they're deciding who gets what kid and when and where they're going, and they both want to go on the camping trip. The dad says, "What camping trip?" He doesn't remember the camping trip. They say all four of them have to go camping together, and they will tell them, and only then will they tell them which Lohan is which. And they all agree. What? The mom invites the fiance, bam. Okay, Annie, get your gun. One is named Annie, and I never used her name because it was so much fun calling them both Lindsay Lohan and Lindsay Lohan, but I needed it for the Annie get the gun joke. Okay, that joke flopped anyway. Another swerve. At the last second, mom backs out and says the fiance should go with dad and the girls because this is her chance to get to know them both, because she's going to have both of them for half the time after she marries the dad. And this is how you ruin relationships: with nature, isolation, and children. The twins fill her backpack with rocks, they get snippy, and when dad is out of earshot, the hot fiance threatens the girls, and I know I'm supposed to hate her, and I do because she's mean and hates kids, but God, those abs. Good on you, lady. Abs like that do not happen by accident. Now I'm thinking past the movie and about this actress and what her 1998 workout and diet consisted of. For her stomach to pop like this, it's not fair. In a 1998 moment, bizarre how they sit around the campfire, and I want the soundtrack. Fiance realizes the girls have been messing with her all day, and I feel bad for her, and then she looks the girls in the eyes and deep tongue kisses her father in front of them. Now I don't like her. Has there ever been a movie where you jump back and forth between liking and not liking pretty much every character every 2 or 3 minutes? Now they drag her air mattress into the lake while she's asleep. Well, I guess she's dead. I don't know if I'm less comfortable with them killing their dad's fiance or talking to her about she has sex with her father. Anyway, they wake up, she falls in the lake, she wakes up, the water, that's it, it's soggy. The hag stomps towards the dad with an ultimatum. It's her or them. The dad doesn't give a looks her straight in the eye and says, "Them." What? THEM, he screams. They return home without Meredith, that's her name, and dad doesn't even seem to care. You complain about Disney female stereotypes. This dude is ice cold. He was about to rework his entire life around this gal, and just like that, she's gone. Flick of the switch, incredible, he's over her. He's back flirting with his ex-wife now. Jokes about how she set the fiance up, and she was like, "Yeah, kids are the worst. I knew it would work." Okay, Jesse is the nanny because her mom's butler and his dad's nanny have run off together. He takes his ex-wife into the secret room and shows her his wine collection, including the wine his parents drank the night they conceived his sister, which is creepy. Then it gets even creepier. He bought every specific brand of wine from 1983 because it was the year they had their wedding. Okay, guy, he clearly and apparently never got over his ex-wife, but kind of forgot about it until this very moment. For the last 30 minutes, he's been going on just fine, planning a future with his other fiance, while his ex paraded around in front of him. Wait, what? The mom is leaving now with one Lindsay Lohan. Okay, maybe both kids are going? No, the kids and mom, one kid and mom are leaving. No, both kids are leaving. Dad is alone. He lost his fiance, he lost Lindsay Lohan's and his ex-wife. He struck out. He lost everything. He's now alone. I'm guessing that didn't go as planned, buddy. No, one Lindsay Lohan comes back to Dad and Jesse. Okay, we're going to have that moment where he chases the plane. No, Mom and Lindsay Lohan are already back in London. But as they walk inside their house, Dad and the other Lohan are already there. They took a Concorde in 30 minutes and broke into their house. Mom gets mad and says, "Am I just supposed to fall into your arms crying, having a bi-continental relationship?" That sounds hot. But he says, "And then what? We pick up and we left off and grow old together?" He's like, "Yes, but you don't have to cry." Epic music. They deep tongue in front of the Lohans again. Fireworks. They're flipping through a wedding photo album. 1998, they get remarried, and both Lohans are there. Credits. Natasha Richardson was the mom, and Dennis Quaid was the dad. How do I know Natasha Richardson? None of these movies or TV shows sound familiar that she's in. I'm scrolling through IMDb, and oh no, she died from an injury while taking a beginner skiing lesson in 2009. Oh my God. The lost boy at the camp was Michael Lohan. Is that the Lohan's little brother. His career didn't really take off like his sister's did. Natasha Richardson is dead. I'm sad. That's a horrible. Yay, Parent Trap.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism and personal appearance that he has. Thank you.